right. I think we're live. We're live, everyone. YouTube, please work. Hold on. It says we're live. Yeah. What is up, people of the internet? That is me, Real American, back in with a new stream. And that is right.
And Real Texan. I'll be right back in just a second.
Yeah. Real Texans here. A couple others might be joining in a little bit. I hope everyone's having a great night. Another evening stream on this beautiful January 14th, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. Like Real Texan said, he's here. He's working some stuff right now. A couple others might be joining a little bit. This might be a very eventful stream, as just before the stream started, we got some breaking news out of the Middle East, as it's been reported now that there were multiple fighter jets heard over eastern Iraq. Now, does this mean that it's American jets? No, but Mr. Will Stancil joined, and Mr. Ye.
I was hearing reports that this was like this was Burkina Faso, because if you guys weren't aware, Burkina Faso built last year. They built a tomato plant, and I heard that this meant that the West was dead. You know, like
wait, what?
Yeah. There was this account that always posted this shit. It would be like, the West is done. And they posted this thing where it was like, Burkina Faso has started the 6th tomato farm in the country.
Tomato concentrate or whatever the fuck. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Yes.
So
welcome back to another stream.
Yeah,
Make
so
sure to
looks like
and subscribe and
yeah,
give me all your money.
Yeah, so like Ye is saying, make sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course join the channel. And if you have any questions, make sure to send super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but super chats are the best way your questions answered. It looks like we had a couple super chats already, so let me just pull this up. YouTube, please work. Please work. Will YouTube Studio work today?
I don't think so. It doesn't want to work.
Oh, there we go. It's good. American Nerd for 2. So are we gonna be playing fuck around and find out with Iran or what? So okay, we don't know for sure, but looks like something might happen tonight. Surely. All in on nothing ever happens, right?
Nothing ever happens.
To be fair, those guys are dead. Like at this point, like nothing ever happened, bros. They're just like dead in a corner somewhere.
Nothing ever happens. I am alive and well. That implies that anything were to happen that would kill me.
I don't know. But yeah, so there are reports of fighter jets are heard over eastern Iraq, and it sounds like they're going towards the Iranian border. So take that as you will.
What did you just call it?
Iranian border.
It's probably from Burkina Faso, but
Iraq. It's Iraq.
Iraq.
Don't call it what is wrong with you?
Jeez, I just gonna piss people off. But yeah, so
I am back. I just delivered a yard.
But yeah, again, we don't know for sure what's happening. But at the same time as this is going on, apparently we are moving our carrier group right here. Yeah, we are sending our carrier strike group from the South China Sea to CENTCOM area of responsibility, which is right next to Iran and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, if something to happen tonight, there's been reports.
Just call it
Iran.
It's Iran.
It's Iran.
Iran.
It's like the song.
Technically pronounced Iran, but the
I don't care. The Americans pronounce it correctly. It's Iran and Iraq. I don't want to hear any other.
That's a good one. It's Chirac. It's Chirac. That's real.
It's Chirac.
All right.
Chirac.
President Gilbert getting up for 5. Ye's here. Awesome. Having a counter for Ye noises and meme references. That's real. American Nerd for 2. Fuck around to find out is a game that America does very well. That is true. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see a strike tonight or not. I think we will see one eventually.
I think we are going to see a strike tonight, probably, but probably in the middle of the night, like with Venezuela, maybe.
Well, what time is it in Iran right now?
For those who don't know,
fighter jets already over Iraq.
Actually,
Iran has this thing. It's called a time zone, and it's
what time zone is
hours ahead of us.
What's theirs now?
I want to say it is like well into. Like I don't think they're 12 hours. I think they're like 10 hours ahead. It might be 3 in the morning for them. Let me check.
Okay, so they might be. They'll probably strike Iran during our stream then.
Right now, Venezuela time, or like we went to Venezuela around like 3 a.m. their time. Because keep in mind, we're like the same time zone.
Yeah, we're the same time zone.
It's 2:30. Wait, who the fuck is operating on half-hour time zones? What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, there's some countries that do that.
I think India does
this country needs to be fucking bombed. What are we doing here, man?
Okay, yeah. So okay, so I guess we'll probably get Iranian strikes probably during the stream, actually.
Yeah, it
No,
might.
no,
Again, we don't know.
no. Here's how the rule ends. Here's how the rule works. As soon as the stream ends, they'll
That's what
start
happens. Well, that'd be perfect for Luke
And
then.
then we'll cover it during Luke's stream. Okay.
Yeah. Gustavo G for 2. New U.S. finds largest coal plant at Bears residence. That's real. What a freaking dumbass. I'm so sick of that shit. That whole crowd of people lost their damn minds. Over what? Freaking Epstein? Really? That's what you bail on Trump over? Seriously?
Well, that brings up a very
Really?
important question. Is it Epstein or Epstein? I feel like
it's
most of the
Epstein.
time when you pronounce somebody's name, it's supposed to be Stein. You know, Einstein,
That's actually a good point.
Einstein.
Yeah, Einstein.
Yeah, like nobody pronounces it Einstein,
Baron?
but whenever it
I don't
comes to that guy, apparently it's Epstein. Like, shouldn't it be Epstein?
Who knows?
I think like the Beatles manager was Brian Epstein or something.
Yeah, like Brian Epstein.
Well,
like, what are we doing here?
they're
How
like-
do you-
What else is there? The Berenstein Bears, you know?
All right, so
Bernstein
hold up,
Bears.
everybody. We got breaking news. The Pentagon Pizza Index is spiking. It's over.
Yeah, that was like an hour. That was from like an hour
Respectfully,
ago.
I
the
know.
Pentagon Pizza Index spiked like
I know.
2 or 3 days ago. It's been spiking.
It
like,
spikes every other day. I know. It's kind of a meme.
Okay, here's the thing. The Pentagon Pizza Index can be correct, but it also goes off like every other day. So it's like, okay, you're flipping a coin,
Yeah.
right? Every
But-
time there's something with that, like, yeah, no.
Usually the thing I would look at is also the other one with the certain clubs, the DC area. Yeah, that's
The
usually
certain
more
night
accurate.
clubs of a certain proclivity. Yeah, those tend to be more vacant when the Pentagon's doing things.
Yeah, that's funny how that works. I just love how that's a thing
It really
now.
does make you think.
Simple logic for 5. Have you heard of Tactical Templar? Another base streamer, small time but still doing good. I don't know who that is actually. There's a super chat. Let's see here.
What I will say is that we have a lot of British meatballs working in our Pentagon, you know.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, a lot of bundles of sticks.
But yeah, I don't know what this whole Iran stuff. I don't know how it's gonna go.
It's pronounced Iran. I'm
Whatever.
Gonna keep fucking yelling at
Iran.
you about it until you fix it. Thank you. All right,
Bomb,
continue.
bomb, Iran. You
Yeah.
know, bomb, Iran. It doesn't have the same ring to it, you know.
It does not.
Fine.
It does not.
Yeah, I do think right now we will. If we see strikes, it'll be tonight, surely. Benson X for 2. Vice Guard says Iran airspace is closed. I did see that. So I mean that's a possibility. You know,
That's the thing. If you fly from the
schizophrenic retards on Telegram. Please hold.
when you fly from the United States to like Dubai, you fly over Iran or Iran.
Yeah.
Sorry.
all right. American Nerd for 2. What the F is a Pentagon Pizza Index? Basically, people look at like the pizza places around the Pentagon and stuff, and if it's spiking, usually
when shit goes down around the world, the pizza places near the Pentagon, they all spike in business.
Thank you
That's
for
how it
interrupting
I
me.
will say this though.
Okay, the pizza places spike in business, and the gay clubs collapse in business.
Yeah. Okay. The pizza index was a lot more reliable back like decades ago. I mean, obviously, it was like the early 2000s. Once the Pentagon got wind of the fact that people were unironically tracking people through fucking Google Maps, they started actually like ordering from different places and like not making giant orders at one store because they knew it would actually freak people out.
Yeah.
But you can still kind of tell.
I guess the pizza index probably also spikes when like the Washington Nationals or Commanders or whatever are playing games. So
Yeah. Let's see here. Pixel art for 5. Hey, Rap. I just want to. I just started my internship with the Florida legislator. Thank you and the crew for your political commentary over the years. Oh, W's a chat for pixel art. Nice. Good luck down there. K Cup for 2. Car in front of me says stand with Trump base. That's real. Viper for 2. Has anyone listened to the song Act Mr. Trump? No. Robin for 2. Sad Young is gone soon. Trump admin or 29 Virginia governor. It sounds like he's gonna be the administration somehow. Youngkin. I don't know how, but
we'll see. I heard rumors. Apparently, they were from like 2 weeks ago that I think it was like, what is it? Trey Gowdy was going to probably be AG or something.
hell nah.
That AG was supposed to be like Andrew Bailey.
Well, Trump's apparently got like an assistant attorney general picked. Please, if it's freaking Trey Gowder, whatever his name is, I'm just gonna leave.
Well, remember, okay, Trump is still a Fox News boomer at the end of the day.
That's true. That's the problem. Yeah, you got to find a way to get like Andrew Bailey in front of him. But which I still don't know why they have Bailey. Just whatever. Stupid. Yeah, so it's looked like jets are heard over eastern and northern Iraq. It looks like it's getting towards the border. That's what it sounds like. And southern, oddly enough, also southern Syria and northern Israel.
Oh boy.
What the hell's going on over there?
Oh, is Israel about to invade another country again? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
the tweet where it's like the ICE agent after sliming some libtard and then suing her widow for everything she's got.
jeez. Yeah, heavy aircraft activity also heard by residents within the last half an hour over northern Israel and southern Syria. Okay, there's something going on. Something in the world's going on right now.
I mean, that's probably also our flight path from like Air Force bases and probably Israel and maybe like Southern Europe, like Italy or something. I think we've got Air Force bases in Italy. So I
We'll
think
see.
the flight path from Italy to Iran probably cuts through Israel and Syria. So that's not exactly a surprise.
I can't wait to get. I'm going to DC at some point in the near future. I can't say why. I'm gonna go check out a local pizza place, a local legend called Comet Pizza. I'll let you guys know if it's any good.
Copeland for 2. I'm going to Byron Donald's Q&A next week. Oh, nice. Yeah, get politically involved. And Byron Donald's going to win the primary, by the way. Can we cut the shit? He's going to win the primary.
No, James.
I'll have you know that if you raise $950, you definitely win.
James Fishback's going to win because he got 95% in the Twitter poll.
Yeah. All right. American Nerd for 2. Is it true that Iran threatened Trump again? Yeah, they posted a thing where they're like, we're not going to miss this time. It's like when Trump got shot.
It's it's photo of the assassination saying this time it won't
good
miss.
Luck. Good luck with threatening Trump.
Did you not just watch us with 0 American casualties take a leader in his sleep?
No, you see, Iran is playing 7D chess right now. They're 20 steps ahead.
Doesn't have anything. Iran doesn't have nukes. They don't have any backing from the Chinese. The Russians are too busy getting their ass kicked in Ukraine to be doing anything about it. Like, it'd be one thing if they were like, this isn't a situation where China is like actively backing them and saying,
oh,
like,
they're screwed without China.
Yeah, Iran just closed their eyes. Yeah, I saw that. China basically said they weren't doing it.
Yeah, that's freaking
because they don't want to lose U.S. trade.
Yeah, China basically said we're not touching this with a 10-foot pole because both Europe and the United States and Canada, but I already said the United States, will be cutting off trade with it. Like, it can't.
I think China is just kind of letting Russia take the fall for all these like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, the Middle East has always been Russia's game more than it's been China's. China's thing.
Also say Latin America is also Russia's game, not China's. But China very quickly was just like, okay, Venezuela's your problem. Get out of here.
Yeah, China is more. Weirdly enough, China is obviously they're omnipresent throughout Asia, but they're also very big in Africa, much more than the Russians ever were. And they still kind of are to an extent because they built a bunch of like railroads and hospitals and stuff, and then basically use that leverage to then bring these nations indebted to them, for decades.
All right.
So, don't ever trust the Chinese.
Simple logic for 2. Who else saw Owen Schroyer spurge out about Iran? I saw that. Nighthawk for 10. They won't do anything until the carrier gets to the region. It's about a week out. They won't do anything until the carrier gets to the region. I understand that logic too, where it's like they gotta wait for the carrier, but still, it's like it's kind of weird. All of a sudden, we're seeing much activity. And apparently, some people are reporting that Iranian jets are being scrambled. So we'll see.
I transheart Iran.
This could get interesting. I don't know. China not backing them, and Russia can't back them. Yeah, well, that's a problem. They're just screwed.
Yeah, because here's the thing: Iran is no longer like Iran brought this problem upon themselves, right? They're going through all this shit. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I still don't think we should be militarily intervening in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think we should. Like, my take is, maybe like cough, leave some guns in the basement somewhere. But like outside of that, I don't think we should get involved.
No, I'm cool with just bombing the like art bases and shit. Around.
Yeah, like okay.
I'm telling you, this
the farthest I want to see is
I'm sorry, like, it's gotten to a point where I don't know. I just don't like the Ayatollah, and I think he needs to be like fucking cooked. I don't know.
I just think the best solution to this is just like, again, Do what the CIA did for decades. They accidentally leave guns everywhere for people to use. That's what they
Yeah,
should.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
could see that, but
that
still, I'm
I
not
think
gonna
it's
be.
the better
I'm not gonna
option.
shed any tears if the Ayatollah is killed.
Oh, I
tonight.
won't either. I'm just saying, like, I think we be better off just saying, "Oh, hey guys, in this basement somewhere, we found like 10,000 guns just laying there, and they're all fully
Yeah.
like loaded and stuff." Gee, I wonder how they got there. uh, Willard John 18 for 2. Orange Blob started World War III. Yeah, sure. Gustavo G for 2. You see Fishback called Donald's Byron. Dumbass. I saw that.
He called him Byron. He calls him
Byron.
H1
Yeah, it's
Byron.
Byron.
He calls him a slave. He calls him a slave. He calls him anything but the N word at this point. And he'll probably get to the point where he does call him the N word.
All right.
He's
Simple logic.
testing the waters, dude. Also, he raised
Yeah.
$900, so really raking in the cash there.
Simple-
I think there might actually be some like fraudulent activities going on as well.
And his $950 donations, how do you fuck that up?
Magic.
A certain country.
And you want to know what he did with that $900 thing? He came out and he said, "This goes to show that I'm not bought and paid for." Like he used that as like an own. It's
Simple
like,
logic for 2. You love the evening stream. Miss hearing from Yay. Yeah, we're doing more evening streams now, like twice a week. Or
I was gonna
whatever.
say because as I told our good friend Rap, I cannot show up to morning streams, and anytime he does a morning stream, I want to kill him. Anyways,
In
continue.
Minecraft.
No, not in Minecraft. In real life.
Okay,
Alright.
okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
we are still waiting on something to happen. Ola, nothing ever happens. There are more reports circulating that there are Israeli jets in the air now. So who fucking knows?
Is Israel gonna strike Iran too? Okay.
Please, I want to see the shit fest.
This is the one thing Israel is good for. Say what you will about all the money we put into them, but if we've already got Israel here and you want to get rid of Iran, there's nothing wrong with letting the Israelis do everything, do all the heavy lifting on this shit.
Yeah, because we basically supplied our entire military
Oh.
anyway. So
Hold up, we got breaking news.
the first strike, we got our first strike, or
Hold
what?
up. Apparently an Iranian ship just got sunk.
Well, here we go. Where we go?
This
We
sounds
just
okay. This is
sunk a ship.
earlier. Okay. This is from earlier.
Okay,
It sounds
never
like
mind.
USA.
the Iranian
USA.
vessel Rana, the second ship used to transport weapons of Russia, has been struck and is now sinking in the Caspian Sea. So this might have been earlier. It sounds like. Okay, I was about to.
Israel. Holy shit! I just saw a Palestine flag. What the fuck? Israel. Yeah,
Summoned it.
I'm delivering. Like I said, I'm delivering signs here in Euless, Texas, for
Okay.
a campaign.
Okay. Emergency aborted. We didn't see anything yet. All right. Nothing as of now. So
That was probably okay. That was probably Israel that sunk the ship, though, considering
Yeah,
our,
we'll see.
neighbors.
American Nerd for 2. Iran is such a catchy song. Oh, bomb Iran. Oh gosh. All right.
Oh, yeah,
So
we got some other breaking news. So Susie Collins has not yet announced her re-election, but she made a post today with the hashtag Collins.
she's running.
2026.
Can we cut the shit?
Yeah, and I think
No,
there's
she's
also
running.
There's also a fundraiser I think she's supposed to attend for the NRSC. So it looks
Yeah, just
like
look at this post. It literally says "up for election 2026," like in the post.
Honestly,
so
I'm
she'll
gonna be honest
run.
with you.
It'll be her last re-election bid, but she'll run.
Honestly, I thought she already announced because the way she's been tweeting, the way she's been campaigning, I honestly thought she announced months ago. Like every time that guy with the interesting tattoo got brought up, she's like, "Oh, I'm not concerned about him. It won't be an issue."
Oh,
It's like, well, it's like, yeah, you haven't really been bringing it up.
look at this image I was posted. They pull this up in stream. Yeah, so basically this is in a nutshell what's gonna happen in the next week or two. A perfect image, I think. It's a matter of time before these assholes get thrown out. Now, I'm surprised the guy didn't bail for Russia yet. Dude, you saw what happened to Maduro, right?
He's probably like hundreds of feet under the ground right now.
Probably.
Can we make him 6 feet under the ground instead?
I mean, he's 100.
I'll be right back.
You know, that's a good point. He probably is in a bunker somewhere in probably not Tehran.
If only we had these. Okay, so United States, we had this dilemma the last time that we bombed Iran. United States has this wonderful bomb. It's called the Bunker Buster. Can anybody guess what it does? Can anyone in the chat, anyone in the stream, anyone here guess what the Bunker Buster missile does?
I forgot. Like, who do we strike that with
Truly a
again?
wonder.
We struck Iran.
That's right, yeah.
We struck Iranian fucking like underground nuclear facilities with it.
Send a Delta Force. No, yeah, just do the Bunker Buster.
Send in the Bunker Buster Force. It's
Or
called
20
the
of them.
Bunker Buster, and
20 of them.
You launch it at them, and it kills everybody.
All right. It's cool.
What
how
have
we
I missed so far?
So it's reports circulating that jets are apparently airborne in the Middle East. We don't know for sure which side, but sounds like Iranian jets being scrambled. So, yay! Are you seeing a dogfight up there soon?
Yeah, I remembered hearing earlier that the martial law was declared in Iran or something.
Yeah. And now there's we
Mashallah.
got a carrier strike group moving there now in the South China Sea. So
Hmm.
yeah, shit's going on right now. Josh Alander for 2. Is that dude almost 90? Yeah, he's gotta be 90, right? The Supreme
Who's
Leader?
90?
The Supreme Leader
Oh,
Iran.
Kamani? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's. Have you seen the tweet about him talking about wearing a cloak and being naughty and playful in school?
I want to pretend I did not hear that.
No, it's a real tweet. He posted about how he would wear a cloak to school and he would make up for it by being playful and naughty.
Okay, American Nerd for 2. After Iran, should America play fuck around final with Cuba? Again, like, I'm not the biggest fan of the thing with Iran, but Cuba makes more
Dude,
sense.
Cuba's just gonna collapse naturally without the Venezuelan
Yeah.
oil. That's
Well,
like the
no,
only
because
thing.
no, that's actually incorrect. Because our good friend, the Mexican government, is now providing oil to fucking
That's
Cuba.
true.
They're picking up where Venezuela left
Oh,
off.
don't
for
worry,
some
we got
reason.
something planned for them soon. But
That's one of the more insane things. Like, Mexico is supposed to be an ally. I get that we've shit talked them recently, but there is no fucking reason for them to
yeah,
be
to Cuba?
for them to be
Really?
hating the Cuban.
Well, you know, well,
Mexico hasn't been an
as you know,
ally in a while.
fellow communist cartel members look out for one another very well. You know.
American Nerd for 2.
Well, that's the thing. The covering for the Cubans, though, like what do the Cubans offer Mexico besides just being an asshole to the United
That's
States and the
'cause
West as a whole?
They have very ideological leadership in Mexico.
That it's entirely ideological. Shine bombs like a total leftist, so she's gonna side with the
No,
communist
really?
government.
No, she's a true conservative.
Yeah.
American Nerd, who,
Wait,
by the way,
She's a
mysteriously,
girl boss.
over
Can somebody
opposition
tell me-
mysteriously died. Funny enough.
Can somebody tell me if Iran has raised the red flag of nothing yet?
Oh, jeez, freaking! I saw that in chat. Are you reading chat right now?
I would never.
That's a good one. American Nerd for 2. Top Gun Maverick is gonna be reality soon. Not really a Top Gun Maverick comparison, really. I don't know. Shine Bomb is just a female resist liberal leading Mexico. Yeah, but mysteriously over opposition got killed. Funny how that
But
works.
if I say that she runs the country, never mind.
Yeah,
I can't
I
say,
mean,
Guys,
I
it's
can't
over.
say that.
I forgot how many people did. How many
Guys,
people
look at
mysteriously
general.
died? It was like 50.
No,
Yeah,
we're
but
not going to
not-
look in general.
not
Anyways,
all of-
look in
A
general.
lot of them weren't related to like the
Yeah,
the
Luke,
presidential election. A
that's
lot of them were
fake.
like local mayoral candidates.
Luke, that is so
Man
fake.
needs a warrior in office to serve them. That's why I'm running for governor. So
Yeah.
No, this was given to me by a reliable source.
Oh,
okay?
jeez.
So
But
true.
remember,
Wow.
guys, Shine Bomb has like a 90% approval rating in Mexico. Remember that,
Yeah,
guys.
sure.
Dude, they
Meanwhile,
ran with that poll for so long. I think the actual number is in like the.
negative now.
Meanwhile, everybody that's like taking the polls like being held at gunpoint.
I will say
Uh.
too. What's interesting is like 64, or no, it was like 56. It
67.
was like either 56 or 64%
67.
of Mexico supported the U.S. action in Venezuela.
Okay, I saw that. I think it was like 55-42, and that made it
Oh.
the least supportive country of taking out Maduro in Latin America.
Yeah, like
Plus
Costa Rica.
13.
Costa
probably
Rica
because
was like in
it's
the
probably because
80s.
of the it's probably because of the cartels. Like it's Maduro like supplying the cartels with stuff for.
I was gonna say
No, I'll
people
say this,
underestimate.
the two countries that consistently have the lowest approval of the U.S. action in Venezuela are the U.S. and Canada.
I thought it was Mexico. Actually,
Yeah.
no,
No,
it was
Mexico.
fucking
Because of
Canada.
white
Well,
no,
liberals.
even
It's
even
literally white
Mexico is
No,
liberals.
like that.
America
Yeah.
has a lower approval than no, because in America it's only like
I think it
most
was
of it
+3
haven't
when I saw.
disapproved of in America because
Because here's a problem, you got. Because America, Canada, what's the difference between those two countries and these other countries? Big difference.
White liberals. White
Yeah.
people.
The last number I saw was +3, and that seems pretty accurate because you're going to have some level of polarization. But when Latinx voters are like +20, it doesn't matter what white libs
No,
think of the situation.
guys,
it's
according
going
to
be
Rich
proved
Barris, the
nationwide.
freaking Venezuelans love Maduro, guys.
Dude, the fucking is it diaspora? The diaspora vote was like 91-9.
Yeah, and these idiots are saying no. That's gonna hurt Trump with Venezuelans. Are you sure about
I'm
that?
not even kidding.
No,
I'm not even kidding. Venezuelan diaspora is more in favor of taking out Maduro than black people vote for Democrats, and that's fucking impressive.
Yeah. And these, why do you think they left Venezuela? Because they just love Venezuela so much.
I
they
mean,
left.
if anything, Trump just secured the Hispanic vote for Republicans for the next 100 years with
If
this.
not the Hispanic vote, 100% the Venezuelan vote, and maybe like Colombia. I could see.
I think
like,
Colombia.
I could see
also
nations
Cubans
that
too.
border. I could see
Cubans.
nations that border Venezuela. Like people from expats from that country, I could see also voting Republican from now on. Venezuelan vote's going to be locked up for a fucking
And oddly
while
enough,
with this.
the most popular part of the world that supported the strikes was the Caribbean, which is weird. Like, wait a minute, why is the Caribbean loving this so much?
Like, okay, I don't really know about. I don't know if this is true or not. The only problem with the Venezuelan vote is I'm 99% sure, and by that I mean I'm about 60% sure that the vast majority of Venezuelans are in Florida, and so no
That's a
offense, their votes don't really matter.
There are.
Can someone confirm that?
I'm pretty sure there's some in like Pennsylvania. I think a little bit.
Are they okay? Are they? No, Pennsylvania is Puerto
Puerto
Aryan.
Rican?
Puerto
Ricans.
Ricans.
Yeah. Pennsylvania's Puerto Aryan. What about New York? Is New York Venezuela?
Dominicans,
Dominicans,
most
New York.
Yeah.
That is the one issue.
That matters for the Caribbean vote.
Yeah, that's a
That
weird
would
thing
be
because
important there.
look at there is a poll that I think was Atlas Intel, which I don't even shitting on, but it's like 95% of the people in the Caribbean like supported the strikes for some reason.
Say
It's
what
like,
you will about Atlas. Atlas is a good pollster. It missed pretty broadly in 2023, or 2025, mostly because I don't think they just didn't expect that big, like the snap voter block. They got off their asses that election, and that was something that they really couldn't predict from the pollster. But in Latin America, they are very, very accurate.
all right. Yeah, because we can bring up the Atlas Intel poll on that. Can we find that? Then we'll get on stream.
I'm playing GTA Online. I'm not doing that.
Oh, geez. Charlie Howard has been a member for 20 months. Thank you so much, good sir. Chance Razik for 5. I think the title of the stream is already outdated, possibly. Trump's talk seemed like he was pretty tame about it this now. Don't listen to what Trump says. Just wait till he does something. Because Trump says one thing, he'll bomb somebody.
It's possible he could be trying to catch Iran off guard by saying, "Oh yeah, they stopped the killing, so maybe
Yeah.
strike out."
Sure. American Nerd for 6. What is the country that attacked in Top Gun Maverick, Iran? It sounded like Iran when they talked about it in the briefing scene. No. It was a bullshit fictional country no one ever heard about.
Wasn't it a Russian jet?
Yeah, so because they can't, they obviously don't want to say we're fighting Russia. They're like, guys, it's a generic Eastern European country that has Russian
Is
jets.
that the one from Superman or what?
No, Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Okay.
Charlie Howard for 5. We need ample more efforts to win the midterms and not rest on our laurels. We're going to lose if we get complacent and we cannot afford to be. I agree with that. So, yeah.
Washington State just banned ICE agents from wearing masks.
So, fun fact, they can't do that legally. There's nothing. California tried this, and it never went into effect because the supremacy clause is very clear on this. States are not allowed to interfere with any federal law enforcement, and that includes trying to tell them what they can and cannot wear.
All right.
I got the Atlas Intel poll, by the way, too, if you want to pull that up.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Breakdias for 20. Large explosions are now being heard in Kermanshah, Iran. I'm not seeing that right now.
Oh,
Maybe something happened.
I think that means the strikes might have begun. I told
We'll
you
see.
they probably
We'll
would start
see.
during the stream.
We'll see. Because I'm not. That's unconfirmed.
Nothing ever happens, bros. Hold
Let
strong.
me go to my clock app. Let's see what time it is in Tehran right now.
It's like 3.
Currently, it is about 3 o'clock in the morning in Tehran.
It would happen about now then. If we go by based on the Venezuelan strikes, we go now.
Take a guess what the Democrats are posting right now.
I saw that.
What are they talking about?
Trump is a, you know what, protector.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
they're trying to stand with. They're standing with the. Okay, I will say that worker will probably. I feel like that worker is going to probably run for some sort of political office in Michigan now.
Has
Yeah,
he
I
been
mean,
fired yet? Have
yeah,
they
he got
fired
no,
him?
he got quote
Yeah,
unquote
they
suspended.
fired him, which means he'll probably run for Congress or something. I don't know.
Oh, he'll
They
run for
fired
Congress
who?
and call himself the victim of a corporation that
But
bent down to
guys,
Trump or
no,
whatever.
you guys know.
He's a victim of the Trump. He's a victim of the Trump regime.
But guys,
The
don't
Trump
you know
regime.
that this is proof that Trump's unpopular with his base? That's what Rich Bear said about the case.
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
wasn't that was in goddamn Detroit?
He said that Detroit's like the heart of the Trump coalition. I'm not even joking.
The heart of the Trump coalition is Macomb. It is
Honestly,
it's
that
like
guy's
Flint
probably
area.
just like that guy's probably just a resist liberal
He
from
is.
like Oakland County.
He
that
was
works
a
in
resist
Dearborn.
liberal. No, seriously, he was a resist liberal since day one. He's been never Trump ever since.
Well, it's like when people talk about the ICE protests and they're
These
being like,
freaking people are
"Wow,
stupid."
we had an ICE protest in deep red Kansas," and then they
Yeah,
neglect
just
to mention
Lawrence,
it's
It was
Lawrence,
in
Wasn't it
fucking.
like-
It
Kansas.
was
wasn't it
in
a city that
fucking
was
Lawrence,
bluer than New
Kansas.
York?
It was in Lawrence. It was in Lawrence, Kansas, bluer than Los Angeles, bluer than New York. It's a college town, and it's also where Mr. Beat lives.
Yeah, that tells you everything.
That explains quite a bit. If that's where Mr. Beat lives, oh my god, no wonder he always talks about flipping Kansas.
Manon for 5. Is the idea of overtaking Greenland unrealistic because Congress will just block it? Maybe they're trying to buy it. Like that's the rumor going around now. That's the only way you can really.
Here's what I'll say about Greenland, and I think this is important to say. Under no circumstances, in my opinion, should the United States use military force to take Greenland. However,
Hear me out.
However, let me say this. I have no problem with the U.S. basically saying, well, you should give it to us because otherwise we might use military force. Posturing is one thing, and I fully support posturing. It's my favorite thing to do.
That's what Trump does.
Throw your weight around. You know, as long as they bend before you end up actually having to use military force, you can just say, oh, well, I'm not saying we will. I'm just saying I can't guarantee that we won't. I'll say you can just say things. You can just.
Well, I think
things.
the deal they're proposing is actually pretty fair. They get, I think it's 700 billion, right?
700 billion would be fucking insane. I'm not gonna lie, but if that's what it takes to buy it, that's what it
better than
takes
the
to buy it.
Iran deal. You know what, Khomeini that was offering the protesters to stop protesting.
That's right.
was gonna give them
$9.
No, it was $7.
Oh wow.
Which
Yes.
is funny because in America, if you like are pro-Israel, apparently Israel pays you like a
Was it
couple
7,000?
hundred thousand.
It's 7,000.
$7,000.
I was asking where my
and then in
$7,000
Iran to
were.
stop protesting, they'll only pay you $7.
All right. Let's see here. President Gumagiddy up for 5. Don't forget the Venezuelans in Houston. That makes Houston more close with Mexican Americans and white working class voters across Texas. I don't know where Venezuelans live. I know it's Florida predominantly, but you know, I think it does help Venezuelan votes. So what the hell is Bears talking about then? What is he talking about? We got to make a refugee program.
Also,
That was his solution.
I believe there's a large Venezuelan population in Georgia too.
Yeah, but seriously, his proposal to win the Venezuelan vote was importing more Venezuelans. I'm not even joking on that.
Also, and I'm just gonna
peaceful.
point this out too, but like Venezuelans at least voted for deportations. Like
Yeah.
Trump won Venezuelans when he talked about like deporting
Same with
like,
Cubans.
lots of people.
They love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. Try to guess without looking it up. Try to guess the second highest Venezuelan state in the U.S. Just
Michigan.
take a wild guess by percent of the population.
Michigan.
Not raw numbers. No.
Texas.
Nevada,
Texas is third. Nevada is like not even on the top.
Who's
10.
second?
Georgia.
Utah.
What?
Ooh.
Freaking Mormon Venezuelans? What?
Utah is 0.5% Venezuelan, which is the highest,
What?
second highest in the U.S., right behind Florida, which is 1.7%.
So you're telling me there's
Texas is 0.4.
You're
How much
telling
is
me
how much is Texas?
0.4.
you're telling me that Venezuelans willingly go to Utah to become a Mormon.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the 11 Venezuelans in North Dakota.
There's 11,
There's 11 of them. There's a dozen. There's not even a dozen of them. That's so cool. Anyways,
all right.
California has Georgia has more Venezuelans by raw numbers than California.
That's what I thought.
33 versus 29. They're like 0.3%.
All right. Let's see here. American Note for 5. I think it was Iran at Top Gun Maverick, as it features an old F1, F-14 in the climax, and Iran is a country that still uses that plane in its air force. Well, it's
an old F-150.
Oh gosh, that's what I was about to say. I said F-14, thankfully. No, again, that's just a fictional country. They just they combine like multiple countries and say it's totally a fictional country, guys. It just has the same jets they use in the the same flag that kind of looks the same. Yeah, sure.
Why do you say it like that?
Okay, Builder Shed for 2. Cue the Beach Boys parody song about Iran. Oh gosh. Ben Cynics for 5. Something worth remembering is that unlike Venezuela, internet is down in Iran and Starlink is spotty at the moment, so we may not hear anything. That is a good point, actually. They don't have the internet right now, and Starlink is being blocked. So, yeah, that's fun. American Nerd for 5. Heard some people say the U.S. should try to get Greenland with a compact and free association agreement where they're independent but under our control. Well, yeah, that's my proposal. Just do what you do with Puerto Rico. They can do what they want, but they're just under a jurisdiction. Oh my gosh.
Jurisdiction.
Yeah, thank
you.
you.
Fucking troglodyte.
What?
You heard me, motherfucker.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I do think that's. But all right, so hold on, everybody. Guys, you want to hear what Iran's foreign minister just said? Who's killing all the protesters? He blamed Mossad.
Well, of course they fucking did.
The Israelis.
So
it's all their fault.
So 5 minutes ago, I find this hilarious. By the way, 5 minutes ago they were saying no protesters were getting killed, and Candace Owens and others, they were pushing the same shit. Now they're saying no, it's Mossad killing all the protesters.
Those darn Jewish people. I don't know.
I can't say that. I can't say that.
Seriously, like we're at this point. Seriously, you're gonna blame Mossad for killing all the protesters?
I mean, maybe that's why Candace Owens and all those fucking fat Mexican types are all big fans of Iran, because they also just blame Mossad for fucking.
I do think maybe the foreign minister, maybe it was revealed to him in a dream.
Yeah, no, he
got betrayed.
I guarantee you, he used like Candace Owens as a source or something.
Consider that an IQ test. If you're sympathetic to the Ayatollah and you live in the West, like that's just an IQ test.
Like seriously, if you disagree with like intervening in Iran, I understand that. In fact, I personally think just do what the CIA does, just drop guns off and vanish. But that's a better way to do it, in my opinion. But it's like
back in my day, we did color revolutions, and it was just fun.
Yeah.
It was we had a grand old time.
Just do what we did in what countries did not do it in, like Latin America?
That's a very good question.
Honestly,
I just love this. This image is just hilarious to me.
You ever heard of a country called Nicaragua?
Oh yeah, we totally didn't do anything there.
I'd like to know what those 2 planes in there are. They're probably.
I think the no air zone. They said like a couple flights were like pre-planned, so they're allowed in. I think
probably Russians. I don't know, like Russian airplanes.
But I find it funny though, where it's like. I seriously, in like the 60s and 70s, can anyone name a single country we did not like have a revolution in that we didn't start? In Latin America.
In Latinx America.
From like the 50s onwards. We overthrew like every government.
I mean, I guess Belize, but that
doesn't
not exactly.
Did we color revolution in Mexico?
Mexico's always been unstable, so we can't really say that.
The Dominican Republic, maybe?
I don't think we did anything in Peru or Argentina, but I could be wrong.
Argentina did its own thing.
Yeah, they collapsed. Yeah. Well, we know that we know about. That we know about.
Oh, the Falklands, or actually, I think it's Chile. I don't know.
Well, seriously, like 90% of the revolutions in Latin America, we funded. We just had guns to magically appear out of nowhere. Hey guys, here's a couple guns. Don't ask where they came from.
Don't ask, don't tell. Smiley face.
Yeah. Yeah, again, like obviously though, these are different circumstances. Iran is not in the Western Hemisphere. I understand that, like that's fine to be critical of this. No, it's actually next to Mexico.
Yes. Is it?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, bomb away.
Oh gosh. The current Venezuelan regime, the military tried a coup in '92. Really? Chile in the '70s. Yeah, basically every South American country we intervened in.
America did a lot of trolling in the 20th century.
So it's just like
some could say too much trolling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some countries we did like 3 or 4 times, and I think
we did a lot of trolling in Latin America in the 1890s too. Not as much, obviously.
Well, honestly, though, 1890s, what we did, we just blew stuff up, and we just took it. So and then we had our own ship magically blow up.
Well, I mean, we did have that one revolution in that one country that's basically Mexican, which is the Philippines.
Oh, jeez.
So true.
I probably can't say
Yeah.
that. Anyways, go ahead.
They're Mexican Asians, basically.
Yeah, they're the Mexico of Asia, or they're the
Who's
Hispanics of Asia. I
who's
don't know.
ready for
Also, we got some other big news right here.
what? Who's ready for Shaw, Marco Rubio? I agree with that. I'm
You
not
guys
gonna.
remember
the idea.
Shabos question about him?
Yeah, I remember this guy.
This guy's a nutcase.
He's calling for jailing people who oppose.
Just stupid. These people are nutcases.
Yeah.
All right. Does anything ever happen?
No.
We are currently monitoring the situation. And
By the way, did you guys see Rand Paul's comments about ICE agents?
what a dumb
It's
shit.
in the
I like
chat.
to avoid listening to him because every time he says something, it makes me realize, like,
Fucking,
wow, man, why are you in this party?
Fucking Justin Amash called to abolish ICE.
No, that's
Yeah,
our
these people
that's our
suck.
principled conservatives, and that's who's in bed with, like, a lot of the MTG types and stuff. That's who they're working with.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, I think Pedro Gonzalez took off the mask of like that he appears to be a conservative. Now he's like flat out like defending Renee Good. I'm like, what are you doing?
Wait, who is?
Pedro
Pedro
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
That guy,
Oh, yeah, that guy.
I have no clue what happened to him. I honestly don't know the story, but very
Someone picked
sad.
up his fucking Apolita or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He wrecked his career by supporting the wrong candidate. And he's not been able to recover since.
He could have just like
Was it-
anytime like reverse course.
I was gonna say you can be
Yeah.
a DeSantis shill and then back out later. You guys ever heard of fucking
I
Yay?
just think
Guys ever
his
heard of Yay on the stream? You know,
Scripted politics.
Well, to be fair, they're still like DeSantis shills, but they're just waiting until 28 before they go back to the delusions.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
DeSantis shows have already moved on for DeSantis. They are now pro Rubio. They have all become Rubio supporters. They're all talking about how Rubio is secretly building capital in order to get Rubio as the VP or president.
Breaking: the U.S. Embassy in U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem has issued a security alert. Given ongoing regional tensions, U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem continues to reiterate. Oh, come on! It's just generic stuff. Be careful outside. You might get blown up.
Anyways, I
Also,
will also
in
say
the Middle
Eight
East, you always have
minutes
to do that.
ago, Senate Republicans defeat Venezuela war powers resolution.
Woohoo!
Vance cast ties break and vote.
Josh Hawley
Yeah,
has
for the
saved
record,
us.
those are never actually a threat because for some reason, Trump can veto that. He's allowed to just veto.
You can veto that? What's the point of it then?
He can veto the resolution that vetoes his power to do things. So it unironically would take 2/3 of both chambers to tell the president that he cannot do things in Venezuela.
I
To
find
be
it
fair, though, I think it is a good like moral victory that it did pass technically, so then we don't have to deal with the veto thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good that it failed and that you don't have to worry about that. But like, yeah, in reality, those are never a threat because Trump would have to approve of his own of the taking away of his own powers, which is like, yeah, that's awesome, man. Good job.
All right, so nothing ever happens. Looks like that's what's going to happen tonight. We don't know yet. Things could still happen.
Stuff
Surely.
can happen, so tune into my stream later.
Well, no, we're
tonight
not
at
need yet,
9.
but
I know.
No,
I'm just
no,
telling
yeah.
people.
which, by the way, you know the
Subscribe
funny
to
thing about
Straight
tune
Like
in
Politics
about
and watch
3
my
minutes
stream
after
at
the
9.
stream stops. I was gonna say the Real American Politics evening stream. Don't make that an anagram.
Okay. I'll shout it out at the end.
Don't abbreviate that.
You know the funny thing about today, though, at the Supreme Court, everybody's expecting us to like have the tariffs thing. They're like, the Supreme Court's going to announce the tariffs decision today, and they didn't announce anything.
I'm still waiting for the fucking VRA case. That's supposed to be.
They're
today.
taking their sweet time. And somebody, I forgot who it was. It might have been SCOTUS Wire, but somebody brought up a good point that in the recent decisions, the more conservative ones, they have not been saying anything. They have not been writing any like dissents or anything. Concurrence is nothing. I'm not saying that means we're gonna get like VRA overturned or whatever, but kind of interesting to see they're not writing anything.
SCOTUS does wait until they like to release their more controversial decisions, like the VRA or the tariff decision, at the end of their term. They're probably gonna wait until the very last day to release this, so that when they can go on break after dropping it like a fucking hammer on the country. Builder
Shed for 2. House GOP is more pro-Trump than the senile Senate. I agree with that. because at least the GOP in the House, you got the Don Bacon type, but they're willing to work with you. Tom Tillis and others, they suck. So
Yeah, John Bacon only votes against us on like those like virtue signaling stuff.
yeah, the only
Like
ones that
foreign
cause
policy.
problems is like MTG and well, it
no,
was
even no,
MTG
he's
and
like
Massey.
pro the Venezuela stuff. He's just anti like he doesn't he's like, oh, we shouldn't want to buy Greenland. It's just stuff like that. But he votes with us on like 90% of stuff. So
Oh yeah, SCOTUS unanimously rules police may enter a home without a warrant in order to render emergency aid when they have an objectively reasonable basis to believe someone inside faces serious harm. So that was 9-0.
Yeah, so I think they just said like kind of the that's more so like the way the law is worded. So like the status quo basically of it.
Yeah,
So.
I think that it's the status quo because like basically people are trying to argue that you need probable cause to enter a home, even if you're only going in there to like give aid to somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. They're gonna probably just write up a law to clarify that. Chance Razik for 5. How much you want to bet Massey endorsed DeSantis because he knew if Trump won, he'd be target number 1 for Trump's ire. Trump was pretty mad at him in this term 1. Well, that's not true because remember, Trump backed him in 22. Remember that? Now, everybody mysteriously forgets about that.
That didn't matter to him. Loyalty doesn't mean fucking shit
Well, no.
anymore. Like,
now
that's kinda how
MTG
this
and
works.
Massey, they're saying Trump's pushing a purity test. Really? He's the one pushing a purity test?
Don't vote against policies that 99% of other Republicans are supporting out of your own fucking misguided principles.
And also, Trump was was a huge fan of MTG up until this year. It's literally her own doing.
Like, I am so glad that she did this to herself because I have never liked this woman. I have been vocally against this woman pretty much every time I've ever brought her up on stream. You can go back and find the clips if you want, although I don't recommend it. I'm here like once a month. But I was just like so fucking tired of her, and she's finally pissed off Trump herself. So I'm hoping that means she's out. She's out of the spotlight. She's fucking done.
Well, she's just gonna be a regular like contributor to like The View. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, dude. She's gonna become the next fucking Justin Amash. She's gonna be a well-respected, respectable anti-Trump conservative who I may disagree with, but at least she isn't a Trump supporter, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're gonna try to rehabilitate her after everything she's fucking said.
Oh, hold on. Eric for 10. 2025 was the last straw with libertarians for me. I'm embarrassed to admit I called myself one before Trump. It's like they're stuck in the mid 2000s, early 2010s. Well, yeah, they are currently stuck in 2005. They're still talking about the freaking which act was it again? The one that like they spied on people with the Patriot Act. They're still going on about it today.
Here's what I will say, and I will say this first. One, young libertarians have no excuse. None. Yeah. They have zero goddamn excuse to be libertarians in the modern age. They should know better by now. Even if you're going to be anti-COVID regulations, anti-vax mandate, that's fine. You don't have to sacrifice every other principle you own. However, older libertarian Republicans, and I'm talking like Ron Paul, I'm not talking Rand Paul, they have the excuse of growing up in a more civilized and more homogenic, a more homogenous society, more high trust society, which is the only way that libertarianism can work. We are in a post-libertarian era. If you are libertarian in the modern day, you are either old and have the excuse of growing up in a high trust society, or you're a fucking retard, because there is no argument for it in the modern day. You are sacrificing yourself because you'd rather lose with principles than win with any amount of you don't. Winning is not an option to you, right? If you have to sacrifice anything, if you have to use the government for any reason, you'd rather just let the government roll over you instead. It's fucking bullshit. You need to grow up. Libertarianism is an ideology of 16-year-olds, and it's the default that everyone starts with, myself included. Yeah. However, I learned pretty goddamn quickly that if you do not support the government being used against your enemies, the enemies are going to use the government against you.
Yeah, I think really it was the first year under Biden. That's when people woke up to this. Like, oh, this libertarian stuff doesn't work. Because, like, you lose the principle and they're just going to go after you forever. And you can't do anything to them. So, Chance Razik for 5. Trump called for Massey to be kicked out of the GOP back in 2020 after that Zoom quorum call stunt. Remember that? Trump never liked the guy. Oh, that's right! When he tried to sink the COVID package, which to this day people shill him about, which is like, if Trump would have vetoed the COVID stuff, you know what would happen to him? politically.
He would have probably gotten crushed, like the polls were saying.
Yeah. And these dumb shits like Barris and Barnes are still running around to this day about that. It's like really, it's been 5 years or 6 years now. Who gives a shit at this point? That was a stunt. And that pissed a lot of people off. But no, we got to stand on principles or whatever.
Also, to the people saying that, like, oh, Massey survived against, Trump once, like he never
bullshit.
endorsed the guy who ran against Thomas Massey. This time he has endorsed the person who's going against Thomas Massey.
All right, Charlie Howard for 2. Are you screwed in North Carolina Center? Could Whatley win? I think you win. I don't see why you
Roy
can't.
Cooper is vastly overrated. We've already gone over this.
And frankly, I think John Ossoff in Georgia is also severely overrated. But
I agree.
Again, this stuff we'll talk about more later in the year.
We'll talk about it as we get closer to it. What I will say about Georgia, and I'll say this, and then I'll leave it at that. John Ossoff lost the 2020 election in Georgia. He got like 48.5. He lost by almost a point. It was the stupid runoff system caused by the Libertarian.
What are you talking about? He lost by over 2.
Was it really over 2 points?
Yeah. He did not.
Anyway,
49.7 to like 47.5.
Yeah. Purdue was like 0.3 away from getting the majority. In any other state, he would not have been senator. But because it was after Trump was announced as the loser, it was after the Warnock got the base out, the black vote out. John Ossoff is incredibly overrated. He underperformed Biden by almost 3 points.
All right. American Nerd for 5. Libertarianism to me is like the French Revolution. Good idea in theory, but terrible in execution leadership. No, the French Revolution was always shit from the get-go. It just became
libertarianism can work in polite, homogenous, high-trust society. And even then, sometimes you do have to put the libertarianism aside and let the government solve issues.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the last time that was feasible was before Obama, I would argue.
Shit, libertarianism has not been entirely feasible since the 90s.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, at least somewhat feasible, like 20 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, no, the 90s were the last time I could say that libertarianism, we were still a high enough trust society for libertarianism to function.
In the 90s, we were the only power that.
And honestly, I would say it hasn't been since the 50s, since it was like the best option.
Libertarianism has changed, so you can't really compare it to 50s, but yeah. Builder shed for 2, but physical removal, but this is communism. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
Josh Lander for 5. Wouldn't put it past Tillis to run third party North Carolina Senate to screw over Whatley and the GOP. And Rich Barris will complain about it because he did not get the nomination or something.
I don't see it, but I mean, it's always a possibility.
I don't know. We'll see. Okay. The French Revolution only had one good outcome. Yeah, Napoleon. Yeah. If it wasn't for him, that would have been just a freaking mess. It was a disaster, but okay. Oh, Nick Shirley's newest video is out, everybody. So he was teasing about this for a couple weeks now, and they have exposed another $16 million fraud operation in Minnesota welfare programs.
Every time these guys walk into Minneapolis, they walk out with like, oh yeah, by the way, these people just stole a bunch of money. Nothing's gonna happen to them. If they do get convicted, the judge is just going to toss the case because they're Somali. I don't know.
And of course, you could probably guess who they targeted.
Really makes you think.
Yeah.
I can't believe like YouTubers took out like a governor's career and now he had to.
He was about to be the vice president. For crying out loud.
Say, yeah, like this guy could have been the vice president like just a year ago.
Yeah. Hold on.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Eric for 5. Ossoff used Chase Oliver to win that seat. He split 3 Republican vote, enough to hurt Purdue. Yeah, he did, and he did on purpose.
Yeah, no, it was intentional. He literally bragged about doing it, and I think he actually I think he bragged about doing it I think he ran for governor and tried to do the same thing in 2022.
All right, so apparently
failed miserably.
This new business is called Advanced Mobility. What the hell?
Advanced Mobility?
Advanced Mobility.
Advanced Mobility?
Oh, gosh. Oh.
But
it's one of those mysterious businesses that don't actually exist.
You shall not advance.
Oh, gosh. American Nerd for 5. At least the French Revolution gave us Napoleon. Libertarianism hasn't really given us anything good in the last 10 to 15 years besides Ron Paul. Well, Ron Paul is before that.
And Ron Paul has fallen off dramatically.
It's sad. But Ron Paul I could get because, he still is his mindset's
He
still
has
like
the
30 years
excuse.
ago.
We know he grew up in fucking Texas in the
Yeah.
70s. He has the excuse that nobody else around him has. They need to stop putting a camera in front of the guy. He's too old to be giving
Oh,
opinions.
hold up. Apparently, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but apparently this company, Advanced Mobility, it's a transportation company that was in this mysterious building with a bunch of other these shady businesses, and there's no transportation company. And apparently it's one of those,
Well,
and apparently they were getting governments from the grants from the government. Right.
Did
it
you
got-
guys see JD Vance retweeted Asmongold earlier?
I saw that.
did we talk about the ICE agent in the hospital because of being hit
Internal
by
bleeding.
Renee Good?
Yeah. He got eternal bleeding. So that whole narrative is bullshit.
For the people who are going to say, I've already seen it, people are going to say, oh, well, a bruise is internal bleeding. On a medical record, a bruise is called a contusion. It is not referred to as internal bleeding. He had actual internal bleeding. It wasn't just a bruise on his stomach getting hit by a car.
Oh no, but he was walking around after. That's why he's
Well,
getting
maybe he
bruised.
did. Well, maybe he did have internal bleeding, but it doesn't mean he should have shot her.
Well, now the narrative is, oh, he did not have internal bleeding because he was walking around.
Yeah, that's definitely how that works. Medical professionals.
I'm a doctor. You can't walk around with internal bleeding.
They went to that daycare center in Minneapolis. That wasn't even pronounced right.
They went to the quality learning center.
No, they probably went to one of those like fucking YouTube doctors that
Dr. Mike.
Like, probably so, yeah.
Shit, Dr. Mike wouldn't. I think honestly he wouldn't say shit like that.
I don't think he would either. Even he's not that bad.
Well, yeah. Dr. Mike also has like a massive. He hates RFK Jr.
Not too fond of the guy.
Yeah. All right. I saw the report of eternal bleeding. All the liberals quoting was literally just saying no. Yeah. So I mean, they keep pushing the goalposts. That's not a surprise. The more information we learn about the case, the more obvious it's clear that it was self-defense. It was self-defense. Let's cut the shit. Even the most liberal interpretation of like the law and stuff, that's clearly self-defense. He was hit, like he got hit before he shot her.
You're not allowed to strike people with your vehicle. That's a crime in every state in the country. A vehicle is a deadly weapon. It doesn't matter if you're Here's the thing. Let's say for a second that you're gonna go, oh well, it was only going like 5 miles an hour. You know what cars do when they hit something? Two things can happen, right? With an SUV, if you get hit by a car, you either get knocked to the side like he was, or you go under it.
Yeah, it'll fuck you up there.
Using a car is deadly force. Willingly using, and even here's the thing. I've been very careful with my language. I use the term willingly using the vehicle because I can't tell you for certain right now if she intentionally and maliciously used deadly force against the officer. What I can tell you is she willingly used deadly force against the officer. She used her vehicle to escape, knowing damn well there was an officer in front of her. I don't care if she turned her wheel to the right to try to not clip him as hard. She willingly used deadly force against him. Therefore, he is allowed to use lethal force against her. That's how the law works. That's how case law works. That's how every fucking precedent set in the last 60 years about law enforcement deadly force works. And that officer is never going to see a day in jail because of it.
American Nerd for 2. Has Trump talked about the ICE thing yet? Well, he's doubled down on the ICE stuff. In fact, now we're seeing DHS agents. They're beating the shit out of rioters now, which is hilarious.
They're finally they're done with they're done hand holding, they're done using kitty gloves. They're finally going to do something about the fact that these people are deranged, unwell. They're going to scream at you anyways. It doesn't you might as well actually beat them. It's the whole give them something to cry about thing.
Well, I mean, obviously, people want to protest, but when you're getting involved in the middle of an ICE raid,
you're allowed to protest. You're not allowed to interfere.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to intervene. You're not allowed to go around. And for the record, because I saw this video going around earlier, blasting somebody's eardrums with a megaphone, going right up to them like that, is assault. It is a crime. You can be slapped because of it.
No,
you can be arrested for it. No, because guess what? Trying to blow out somebody's fucking eardrums is considered bodily harm, even if to you it's just invisible sound.
No, but don't you know this that the only weapon in the world is a gun? That's the only weapon.
I can't believe ICE used real bullets.
But seriously, what are the point now? These people they are so deranged. They really think the only weapons on Earth is a gun. They
So a
seriously
car
think
isn't
that.
a gun. Fucking blasting somebody's ears isn't a lethal force. A car isn't lethal force. The only thing that's lethal is not even a gun in general. A gun can be non-lethal if you know what you're doing. The only thing that's lethal is an ICE agent's gun. That's the only one that matters.
That's the only
You can-
thing.
Okay, if you fire an AR into the air and then when an ICE agent tells you to drop it, you point it at him. That's not lethal force. You're not allowed to do that because
This is nuts.
Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I
shit?
saw that, and they're
Los
trying to make like a
Angeles shooting?
martyr out of him. Thank God that went nowhere because everybody could tell that that's just bullshit. The guy was trying to shoot him.
I think what pissed me off the most is the lawyer, the guy who was supposed to be a paid professional, said the officer was at fault because he made it worse by approaching the what he thought was an active shooter. They said it was the officer's fault for going up to the guy that he thought was a shooter instead of just staying behind and calling the cops.
Yeah.
They blamed the ICE agent for confronting a man firing off shots in his apartment complex, thinking it could have been a shooter. These people are unwell, and here's the worst part. If this was like 2020, that ICE agent may have already been in cuffs by now.
Yeah, the death penalty probably.
Because here's the thing. This is not all that different to a lot of the shootings that you heard about in 2020 and 2021 that ended in officers getting fired, arrested, and charged. What's happening now is people are fucking tired of it. The whole song and dance routine of just saying, "Nuh-uh, he murdered, he didn't do nothing." That doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't work anymore. People see right through that bullshit, and this officer is once again, like the one in Minneapolis, will never see a day in jail because of it.
Yeah. I do think though, like in the short term, this helps Democrats because it's gonna max out their base yet again. But I think they're peaking way too early. That's just my take.
Well, and also in the case of Renee Good, like why like it's not as like divisive as one in 2020, people were already angry because of COVID.
Yeah.
Two, in 2020 with George Floyd, like it was a black guy. It's this time it's a white woman. Like one is going to generate more
Not to
outrage.
mention, with George Floyd, people are less willing to look at that case with any amount of ambiguity or any amount of nuance because it's a lot easier to defend a police officer shooting someone than it is to defend a police officer kneeling on someone for 7 minutes to the point where it kills them. The thing with Renee Good is it doesn't really matter what people think. An ICE agent shot somebody who he was legally allowed to detain while she was striking him with her car. That is case closed, open and shut. That is lethal force is allowed because lethal force was being presented against him. That's why this case is going nowhere. Although, another reason this isn't going anywhere is because this is a federal agent, and for those who don't know, federal agents have pretty broad immunity when it comes to performing shootings.
Yeah.
States.
I mean, he could probably still be charged by the state, though.
Here's what happened. Here, I'll explain this. What happens with the state is the federal government has a supremacy clause. They are not allowed, in general, if a law enforcement officer, while on duty, legally performing his task, shoots somebody, and the state says, "Nuh-uh, that was murder, that was manslaughter, that was not a justified shooting," they can try to charge him with a crime. What the DOJ immediately does is they immediately make a motion to move the case to federal court, and then a federal judge decides off of two prongs. One, was the officer on duty and performing a lawful act? That's prong one, easy to meet because he's on duty, that's fine. Prong two is was the officer justified? Was the officer either entirely unreasonable or was it malicious? You have to meet either, like if one of those is met, then obviously he doesn't get immunity. A federal agent shooting somebody that is running him over with her car easily meets that second prong because there's no malicious intent behind it. There's really not even that much ambiguity whether or not it was justified. The only reason a federal agent could ever be charged with a shooting is if it was one, he just goes up to somebody while on duty and shoots him in the back of the head, or two, it was just very, very egregious. If an officer guns somebody down that's unarmed and just says, "Oh, I thought he had a gun," that might go to trial.
That's a different story, but like when
this case is going fucking nowhere.
Yeah, because now I think the state's going to try. I have a feel Minnesota, they're going to throw everything at this case. Keith Ellison, his nutcases.
If Keith Ellison wants to run for governor, which I think he does, he's going to press charges on him. I'm surprised he hasn't done it by now.
Well, because like Ye's saying, the legality of what they're going to try to do is just not there.
It's not there. Here's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't doubt they're gonna try to charge him. What I am gonna say is the federal government is going to move the case into federal court in a goddamn instant, and then the DOJ is either going to dismiss the charges or a judge is going to find him federally immune.
Yeah, there's no way the DOJ.
Well, I was gonna say,
do anything.
even Steven Smith admitted, like, on his show, he's like, legally, there's nothing you can do, but like humanitarian wise, it was the wrong thing to do, which is basically to say that the ICE officer did nothing wrong.
Yeah, he
The
just
ICE
has
officer
to.
did nothing. The ICE officer didn't do anything illegal. And here's the thing: I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, as somebody with law enforcement, family, law enforcement knowledge, pretty extensive knowledge. I'm not gonna say it's the smartest idea in the world to stand in front of a car, especially of a. I can't say that actually. Never mind.
Well, to be fair, I would argue though is based on the video though, you could argue she turned into him or whatever. That's a different story, but I still think the officer was in the right mostly. Again, you could argue about some of that other stuff, but there's just nothing there to really.
The only reason I'm gonna sit here and tell you that maybe he wasn't, like, it's not the smartest idea to stand in front of a vehicle that somebody's inside. However, federal courts have already decided on this repeatedly. Just because you stand in front of a car while trying to arrest someone does not mean that you cannot defend yourself. This is case law. There is precedence for this. This is not a unique case. Officers will very routinely stand in front of a car in order to prevent its escape. It's not smart, but as long as the shooting takes place after the suspect attempts to use lethal force against the officer, it's not even legally ambiguous. It's just outright a justified shooting.
All right. A couple more super chats catch up to Cameron for 2. I don't know what the UK was thinking with Amelia. Oh, I saw that. You guys hear about that?
No.
Basically, the UK. Oh gosh, you guys didn't hear about this?
No.
Let me pull this up. Shit. Basically, what it was is like the UK government, they made like this shitty game where it's like how to spot extremism and stuff like that. All right. And like, the main character's, I think, Amelia or whatever. And apparently, if you select the wrong options, they will automatically report you to like the terrorist thing over there.
That's awesome. That's really
I'm not even
cool.
joking. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. It's like the extremism department or something. Yeah, because like it's an option where it's like you select the wrong option, conservative pick. Apparently you get labeled extremist by the government. They'll go after you.
What a nice free country you have there, UK. You're doing a really great job.
Thank God we got out. We declared independence from those assholes. Oh, the Anglosphere is like cooked at this point.
That's the thing. Every former colony of the UK, former Anglo colony that broke away.
Is there a single good one?
With the UK's wish, like Canada, Australia, but it's just the most cucked countries imaginable. It's the countries that forcefully broke away from the UK that ended up, not being cucked shitholes.
Oh, actually, United States. Can you name one?
No.
Yeah. So I mean, just like we got out at the right time, I think. All right. American Nerd for 2. Do we need a new crime bill to deal with the left? That'll never pass. But President Gilbert getting up for 50. Yay is right. I was hit by an SUV early 2025. Knocked me good. I was on the ground and the damage, internal brain bleed. It wasn't bearable and concussion was very bad. Cars can do a lot of damage. Watch out. Thankfully, I recovered 100%. Yeah, I mean, thank God you're alive. But yeah, seriously, cars can do a lot of damage. I can't believe I have to say this now. Did you know running over somebody could kill somebody? Wow.
Guys, big news. A fucking 4,000-pound bullet can kill somebody.
Well, seriously, you could also argue that the only reason
the thing is that the left knows this. They just wish that she had actually been successful at it.
It's a good I forgot who tweeted it, but somebody's like...
And by the way, I think had she been successful at it, it's possible. I mean, maybe she could have just gone off. She probably could have gotten off for self-defense.
Well, I forgot who posted it, but they're like, they're not mad somebody died. They're mad the wrong person died. And it's right. They're 100% right.
I think had she run over the ICE officer, she probably could have been cleared for self-defense because she's defending herself against, Trump's Gestapo or something, or somebody that's trying to implicit danger on, or I guess it's a terrorist. I don't know, trying to defend herself against a terrorist, because That's
Yeah.
probably what the local government there, or the state government, thinks of ICE. They think they're terrorists.
Can't count for two. Minneapolis is basically Arkham City at this point. It's somehow even worse because at least you have Batman Arkham City. You don't even got that now.
You know, there's another city I would refer to it as. It also starts with an M.
Which one?
Mogadishu. Anyways, go ahead.
Jeez. American Nerd for two. Did the UK support the South in the Civil War? No, they had advisors go down there, but that was about it.
They wanted the war to end as soon as
war.
They were neutral, but they wanted the war to end so that they could get their cotton crops back.
Yeah, but they just went they use other countries. Yeah.
There was discussion for the France and the UK. It might have just been England at the time. I don't remember whenever they actually.
No, the France was involved too with it.
It was France. I think it was the UK. There was a time when they were considering recognizing the Confederate States in order to get their cotton crops, but that never went past like early.
It was like when it was like it looked like the South could actually win. That's when they were talking about that. But when it became clear that no, the North was going to eventually win, they were like, "Fuck this."
And also, the British eventually came to the conclusion, it's like, we might need the cotton, but we're strongly committed, against slavery. So, to support, an area that is, defending slavery is a bad look on our part.
Chance Razik for 5. I could listen to Yay rant about Lilberts all day. It's great. Also, Fishbacks at 5% of the primary. Twitter's in real life. Yeah, Twitter's not real life. I can't believe I have to say that.
Yeah, with $900.
American Nerd for 2. Trump advance or Batman and Robin. Real. Okay. I pulled
you. $950. All right, buddy.
I pulled the Google Trends thing. I saw this tweet earlier, by the way. You want perspective of how little people care about this case? All right. I know Google Trends not perfect, but
yeah, no.
Look at that.
This is why I always doubt all those polls that have 95% of people have an opinion on ICE. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody knows. I would say about 75% of the country has a solid opinion on ICE one way or another.
Agree. Because what's going on right now, and
no more.
I've been arguing with people for a while on this. All that's happening are these resist liberals. They're just taking more polls often. They're more excited now. They're more likely to answer polls saying, "Yeah, fuck ICE." And plus, I think pollsters are just making stuff
and
up.
We talked about it in this server, I believe. It was a poll that said support for abolishing ICE was +3, and it was I think it was less than, I think it was 85%. I think 15% didn't have an answer. 2, Trump won the popular vote by about 1.5 points. Let's call it 1 point. Let's be generous to these people. The poll sample was Harris +10.
Well, no, that's before they weighed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
No, it was a Harris +10 poll. So that's 11 points.
Wait, even if it was unweighed, which you could argue that your unweighed sample should not be that far off. If it is, you have some big problems, because even these quote unquote independents, if you have a Harris +11 sample, who do you think these people lean towards? The ones that are totally undecided.
Tell me this. Do you honestly believe that 12% of Trump voters want ICE abolished? Anybody think that's true?
No. I'm just wondering that where are these people coming from? 12% of Trump voters.
Who are the 12% of?
Yeah.
Probably libertarians or something. I don't know.
They make a 1%.
Even libertarians. No, yeah. Who here thinks that 12% of Republicans
are more? It's
Justin
Amash and Rand Paul at this point.
And here's another one. This one is more believable, but I'm also
undecided, but not 12% want to abolish. I can see 12% undecided though.
This one could be a little more believable. Do you believe that 85% of Harris voters want ICE abolished?
No.
I don't see that either. I think it's about 60-40. 70-30 is
I
about
see
the most I can see
75-25.
75-25 or 70-30 is the most I could see. 85-15 with 0% undecided? That's bullshit. That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta understand, Harris won a lot of moderates, and moderates are not going to support abolishing a fucking federal agency like that.
Well, but Rich Barris said people support abolishing ICE more than the FBI.
You know, if I wanted to listen to some fucking retard babble on about things that he has no idea about for the express purpose of dooming, I would listen to Rich Barris. However, I don't.
I'm not going to say who I talked to about this, but it's a good point. I mean, he does not understand how to read polls. He just doesn't understand how to read his own polls at all. He just doesn't get it.
By the way, what exactly happened from saying that YouGov is one of the worst polls that oversamples to Democrats to now taking a YouGov poll at face value? That
because it's his bullshit narrative. Which, by the way, isn't it strange he's released no public polls the last couple months, outside of one? He's conducting 100,000 surveys a day, supposedly.
I mean, at least like Mark Mitchell is like actually releasing like daily favorability polls.
And he's not being an asshole about it. He's not being like on top of his ivory tower saying, "Oh, those peasants."
I mean, how much do we want to bet that like Rich Barris is like on the payroll of like Steve Bannon right now? Because that's my theory.
You know, here's something interesting. You know when Rich Barris and Robert Barnes went off the rails?
Epstein in Israel. Somewhere around that time.
It was, I'm not even joking, the first time they started to turn on in public that I'm aware of, it was right after Trump told MTG not to run for Senate. I'm not even joking. And that's when Steve Bannon went off the rails a little bit. I wonder what happened there. It's all bullshit, guys. Like, okay, Epstein's fine.
Make you think.
Well, again, like, criticizing Trump and Epstein, that's one thing. But when you really claim that this random worker that's clearly a Harris voter somehow represents a Trump base for saying he's a you know what protector? Really? And the crazy thing is he does not understand how to read polls. Like, okay, maybe more people support abolishing ICE than the FBI. You know why? Honestly, how many people support abolishing the FBI? Most people support reforming it.
It's
not
about a
getting
third.
rid of it.
I think he said it was a third of the country, about 33%, and that is higher than I would expect.
Yeah, that's way high.
Think, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say about this. And the reason, whenever I saw that FBI number, I'm like, okay, that's kind of bullshit.
There's something going on.
That number. What's happening is, I think people are getting, and this is maybe the problem with a lot of polls that we may just be understanding. There may be way too many terminally online people in these polls. You ask your average Democrat if they want to abolish ICE, and I'm not sure you're going to get that kind of visceral reaction.
Well, we could actually
You ask your average moderate or independent if they want to abolish ICE, they're going to look at you like you're fucking insane. And if you ask 10,000 Republicans if they want to abolish ICE, do you think 1,500 are going to, or do you think 15,000 are going to support it?
Yeah, it's just there's something going on.
I think I said this in the chat the other day, but I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if polls are picking up like on a response bias right now, where you've seen a ton of leftists like angered about what happened, like flooding the polls. And
Same
saying,
thing happened in 24. Did Rich Barris forget about it? He was the first one to bring it up, for Christ's sake. And now it's just, no, there's no response bias here, everybody. I'm just a god or something. It just pissed him off because he says he wants to push truth. At this point, he's either lying on purpose or he has no clue what he's talking about. There's no in between at this point. Sorry, but it's true. I get so fed up with it because he insults anybody that disagrees with him on anything. He says that they're a paid shill. They're paid off by God knows who. They pretend you don't exist. It's just stupid.
And he keeps making the Epstein files be like the biggest thing in the world. And it's like, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not.
I can understand being critical and say it hurt Trump. I understand that. It did. But to say, when was the last time the average person actually gave a shit about the Epstein files the last couple of weeks? Honestly.
Like maybe early December, I guess.
Yeah. Ever since then, no one's given a shit. And that's why Trump should release the files right away. Because people would have immediately realized there's nothing here. Okay, we got the files, we're done. That's why he should have done it right away. But he's still obsessing over the idea. No, the resist liberal understands Trump's base more than Trump. What? It's stupid. But okay, I got this Google Trends right here. Basically, this guy looked up the Google Trends over the last week. And you got Renee Good, ICE, and the Chicago Bears. And you could probably guess why the Bears spiked. For those that don't know, yeah, they did a thing to the Packers, and yeah. But the point is, this just shows you that nobody gives a shit. No one gives a shit about ICE or Renee Good. So how can you tell me 95% of people have an opinion on ICE? Like, yeah, he's saying, how much you want to bet like a third of the country doesn't know what ICE is to this day?
I would bet at least 15% of people don't know what ICE is.
Yeah. And ICE was more looked up than Renee Good. So, what are we doing here? Even if Newsom wins 2028, I don't really see him wanting to abolish ICE. Well, they really can't. I don't know. This whole thing is just, this whole crowd of people that they really are pushing it. It's just a psyop. What else is it? I mean, what else can you call it? It's just giant psyop being pushed by bullshit. Stupid. The Epstein files are a big reason Republicans failed in 25. It might hurt the base a little bit. I'm not denying that, but the big thing was the shutdown. So, okay. Do we miss anything?
I will say though, with that one ICE poll, I do think the majority of Democrats nowadays do support abolishing ICE, and I also think abolishing ICE is going to become a part of the Democratic Party platform going into the midterms and to 2028. I think I would be shocked if any major Democrat candidate for president, probably even for Senate, opposes abolishing ICE.
Well, you know the funny thing is, you know who's had a more conservative take on deportations than most Republicans on Twitter lately?
Bernie
You guys see
Sanders.
this?
Randy Fine.
John Fetterman again.
Well, also Bernie Sanders.
I saw Bernie Sanders too, yeah.
You'd be really surprised the kind of shit he says about how, like, you cannot have a nation without borders. And like, I'm like, dude, can you even say that? Are you going to get fucking censured for that?
Well, the crazy thing is they've been more right-wing on deportations than most people on Twitter on the right. Is that crazy to say? Bernie Sanders, and I know John Fetterman's one thing, but Bernie Sanders?
I've gone off about this too many times. I'll do it one more time for old time's sake. Bernie Sanders, up until he ran for president in 2020, and to a lesser extent 2016, he had to modify his platform just a little bit in 2016. He was against mass migration, legal and illegal. I'm not going to say he was in line with Trump on migration in 2016, because I think he still supported like compassionate immigration reform. But that guy has never been in favor, or at least wasn't in favor of mass illegal immigration until he ran for president in 2016, lost because he was a little too much of an outsider. And then he ran again in 2020 and became just like a generic progressive.
And the DNC screwed him over at the 11th hour.
The DNC.
I was gonna say, I think everybody here has probably seen the one interview with him and the one Vox media reporter where
Koch brothers
someone asked
thing.
him like, what do you think about mass immigration? He's like, oh, it's a Koch brothers proposal, you know?
Which it is.
Yeah. Old leftists used to correctly believe that mass migration was a plan by corporations in order to bring in a cheaper labor force.
There was like
this was the position of Democrats until like 2016. All of a sudden, Republicans said, "Oh, also, yeah, mass migration's bad because of all the societal damage, the damage to our welfare system, the damage to our culture," and all of a sudden, neoliberalism spiked in the country. You had Biden as president. And all of a sudden, Democrats are just outwardly pro-illegal immigration, and they unironically say things like, "Oh, well, who will pick our strawberries? Who will clean our toilets? Who will mow our lawns?" I'm like, "Are you seriously advocating?" I was like, "Who are you seriously advocating for mass illegal immigration because you want somebody to mow your lawn for $5 an hour?"
Well, the funniest video.
Aren't you supposed to be in favor of the worker?
Those were the fucking Martha's Vineyard liberals when DeSantis sent them over to. When he flew the illegals over to Martha's Vineyard.
The two things I wanted to bring up is one, there's a video, I forgot where it was. It was like this white resist liberal's like, yeah, I got a legal immigrant living with me, and he does like all my like hard work. He cleans the house for me. I don't pay him anything. In returns, he lives here with me. So yeah, it's just they support slavery in a weird way. And the funny thing is, I forgot there was a famous labor activist in like the 1900s that was like a leftist or whatever. And I believe he would go down the southern border, like pelt illegal immigrants with eggs.
That's literally fucking Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, Cesar Chavez. I was just trying to think of the name.
Isn't his birthday a fucking holiday in your state?
No, I couldn't think of the name of it. Was Cesar Chavez. Yeah, he literally
one of the most famous activists in America.
Real text. I forgot the name for a second. Good lord.
All right, whatever. I'm not like passionate about him, but like I'm surprised. I don't know how you. I
had a brain fart.
At least here in Texas, I don't know about Wisconsin, but at least here in Texas, he's kind of brought on to like the same level as Martin Luther King. But that's also because Hispanics are a plurality in our state.
Well, yeah, but for those that don't know, he would literally go to the southern border and pelt illegal immigrants with eggs. So, Yeah, take that as you will.
Yeah, because like, okay, I don't want to reiterate my point because I've already said it, but like, yeah, it's just the fact that modern leftism is no longer about the American worker. It's about just owning the orange man. The orange man is anti-immigration,
You get it.
so they
Own
have to be
him.
pro-immigration.
Yeah. All right.
Like the orange man is pro-tariffs. They have to support shipping every remaining fucking blue-collar job over to India. Like, I'm sorry, these people have no fucking morals. They have no, like, I hate to use the word principles, but these people, they exist to contradict Trump. That is the only policy position they hold.
They got to step
The orange Hitler wants to do something. Thinks that credit card companies are corrupt. So that means we have to say that credit card companies are people too.
Oh yeah, leftists count in favor of fucking usury.
Unless you're Elizabeth Warren and you're actually like willing to compromise with him on that sort of stuff.
All right. Closer chats, so I do got to go in American Nerd for 2. Weren't the Koch brothers libertarians celebrated as Republicans? Yes, they were. And Rowdy for 3. Thank you so much, good sir. Okay, I think that's it for the stream, guys. I do got to get going. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. We shall see you guys in the next stream or whatever you see that.
Hey, hit that little bell. You have to hit the little bell.
Yeah. All right. Godspeed.